Hello everyone, Vita42 back with another How to Play. Today we're looking at how to play sequence stacks, or at least as best as I can do, because the instructions on this, if I recall, not the best. It is not the same as a regular sequence, and there's a number of different versions of sequence, but there's another one I've done a video on, which is the main one, the classic one, and then there's other versions that have words or numbers or whatever instead of the regular one. It's sequence fun and a 5-card run. It's by Goliath Games, formerly Jax, and it is ages 7 it up, 2 to 6 players. It comes with a 120 card deck, 40 sequence chips, 20 red and 20 blue, and the instructions are, you see the chips. They are just plastic, as you can probably tell by the sound, the jingling. And it's just sequence on the one side, and it's got some pips on the other side. Although, I don't know why it's got playing card pips, and it has... Actually, I mean, it does have a little bit, but not really. There's nothing playing card related to it, so kind of a strange one. Anyway. So you get a bunch of cards in red and blue, numbers, I believe, 1 through 5, if I recall correctly. You also get some Wild Jacks in red and blue. You get some other special cards here, like this block. Guess what that does? Did you guess yet? And I will say the quality on these is not the best. It's just a smooth, plasticky finish. Plastic coated, very, very thin. But it does its job, I guess. So yeah. You got a few cards that are special. Why the Wild Jacks? That's because in the regular sequence, the Jacks are wild as well. So they kept that component. You're going to choose someone to be the dealer. It says when you're playing a 2-player game to remove all the reverse cards. I'm just not going to worry about that. And also to remove a steal card and a skip card. Fascinating. And these are the cards you get. And actually there is a skip card. I need to find that, I guess. I should try to find one of those. These are just terrible quality. I can't even find the cards. Ah, perfect. All the special cards are yellow, basically, except for the Wild Jacks. These can be used in place of any card in a sequence, and that's what they're trying to do, is create a sequence. And you got these other special cards. And they're pretty self-explanatory. The reverse card will reverse direction of gameplay, hence why you don't use it when it's 2 players, because it's only 2 players. You're not reversing anything. But you could just use it as a skip card. In fact, it says if it's a 2-player game, it will act as a skip card, and then before that it says if you're playing 2 players, remove them. So, I don't know. They contradict themselves in the rules. The steal card, of course, which when you play that, you can steal a card from the top of another player's discard pile, or from their hand. You can just take a card from their hand. There's also the block card, which allows you to block another player's sequence. So if somebody's laying down a sequence of 5 cards, you can go, nope, you're not doing that. Kind of prevent them from advancing in a game. And then, of course, there's the skip, which skips the next player's turn. There is also, if I can find, good lord, it would be easier if these cards handled good. There you go. There is also steal a chip, where you can play this and you steal your opponent's chip. So you got those cards, you got the Wild Axe, and that's exactly. The object is to be the first player to complete a total of 5 sequences made up of at least 2 blue sequences and 2 red sequences. So you're trying to create sequences that are all the same color. And then when you do that, you get a chip. And you must get at least 2 red and 2 blue. You cannot get, 4 red and 1 blue. It has to be at least 2 blue and 2 red. And then the other one can be red or blue. So we're not going to worry, like it says, for a 2-player game, remove all reverse cards. Then they say use them as a skip. Remove 1 block card, 2 steal chip cards, steal a card, and a skip card. Which we're not going to do that. Shuffle everything up. Deal 5 cards to each player. We'll do that very quickly here. We'll just do a 2-player game. And put the top card face up here. Excuse me. So the person to the left of the deal goes first. Actually, I'm not even sure if we have this here. So he's gonna look at his hand. You're trying to start a sequence pile. You can have 2 sequences going at once, a red and a blue. And it's kind of like Skip-Bo. You're trying to play cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he can't play anything. So they're going to make a discard of... Actually, they can't. They're going to play this 1 and this 2 and start that sequence. And I believe they draw back up to 5. He comes over to me. Ooh. I mean, I can play this one as a 1, I guess. And... yeah, I got a bunch of cards here. Not very useful. Comes over to him. He decides to play 2. Comes over to me. I can't play, so I'm going to make a discard. Let's say these are the sequences. This is going to be the discard. You always have to make a discard if you can't play. Comes to him. Yeah. We'll discard this 1. And yet another 1. So maybe I just play this reverse and draw back up here. We're not getting the cards that we want here. So anyways, eventually, you're going to play some cards here and make a sequence. And once somebody makes a sequence like that, they get a chip. And then maybe they make another sequence in red to get another chip. You're going to keep going, like I said, until somebody has at least 2 blue, 2 red, and then a 5th one of whatever color. Pretty straightforward game. It's kind of like Skip-Bo to some extent in that aspect there of playing these sequences, building them up in order from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again, it says you can play as many cards as you can from your hand, as many as possible. And you have to start a sequence with a 1 or a wild card. And then you're building them up in order up until 5. Once you get to 5, of course you get your sequence. Of course, if I wanted to, I could play this and block them. I didn't. I could also, of course, play this and steal the chip. There's, all sorts of different options. And this one, of course, if they play this, they'd come over to my hand, and they would steal a card. or you steal a card from the that was played, I guess, as it says. You can steal a card from the other player's discard pile or from their hand. I guess everyone's gonna have their own personal discard. I guess that the rules of this are leave a little bit to be desired. Of course, you do not have to complete a sequence pile in your turn in order to play. If you're not able to make any more plays, when you cannot play anymore, you make a discard. In front of you, forming your own personal discard. And then once you discard, you draw back up to 5 cards, as I mentioned. If you do forget to draw up to 5 cards, you must play the next round with only the cards in your hand, so you're a little bit penalized there. Also, the top card on your personal discard pile is always available for you to play. Of course, the special cards, like steel card, can only be used during your turn, except for the block card, which can be used at any time, and you put them into a separate pile once you're done with them. And playing a special card does not end your turn. You must always make a discard after playing a special card. So you play the steal card, and then you still got to make a discard after that. So yeah, it's pretty interesting, I suppose. It's an okay game. Again, as soon as somebody's made at least 5 sequences, made up of at least 2 red and 2 blue, you cannot do 4 red or 4 blue and one of the opposite color. It's fine for what it is. It's a good, decent family game. I do, like I said, agree with a lot of other people that I've seen do videos on this, is that the quality of the cards is extremely disappointing. This is a card game. This is the main component. The quality should be good, and it's not great. It's very, they stick together a lot. It's very thin and flimsy. Of course, this is available. I think I got this on Amazon. Pretty readily available. I would recommend the original sequence over this one, or Skip-Bo if you like a similar type game. So that is that sequence stacks. Comment, like, subscribe, and what you think. We'll see you next time for more. Thanks for watching.